Hi friends, how are you doing? I feel like this last month has been absolute chaos. There have been so many things happening, and when things happen like this, I'm just like, when people say when it rains, it pours? Truly, that's what it's felt like. It's been a kind of like domino effect of lots of different things, and it's just like, Jesus, give me a break. And I'm hoping that last night topped it off with some very unusual behaviour from someone that is so baffling that that's kind of like the finale of the bad luck. So let's get into it, shall we? First of all, I left last month on a cliffhanger in my life because Olive was peeing blood. She's fine. The vet said that she is stressed, and it's probably because she's fighting for my attention with Oracle. And sometimes cats' bladders become inflamed and then they pee blood and they just need paracetamol sometimes. So I'm just giving her a bit more attention. She's on and off, but I think she's going to be okay. Nothing sinister is going on. She's just a needy little bitch. Just like me. And that's okay. The second thing is, if you're watching this, you can probably tell that my hair is orange in patches. It's meant to be intentional, so I match the girls. And I've just realised I blend in with the baskets behind me. Not intentional. But yeah, this is meant to be... Oh, I'm getting text. Sorry. Yeah, this is meant to be like calico, but it didn't lighten enough, and then some parts aren't dark enough, so I need to maybe like add in some brown. I think that'll be the cheapest way to do it. But yeah, hair is like this. I don't know how I feel about it. I guess I don't hate it. It's fine. But yeah, explaining my hair. I also have no glasses and I have eye eczema. Eye eczema flares up when I'm stressed. So take this as a physical explanation of how I'm feeling. And my glasses, I lost my glasses, so I'm waiting on new ones, which is exciting because I've been meaning to do that for a while. Okay, so this month, March, has been a whirlwind. Let me get the worst out of the way. So someone in my immediate family has been diagnosed with cancer. And I'm not going to go into too much detail or who it is because they've not really announced it to other people, and I don't want other people to find out in ways that they didn't want to find out. But that has been quite difficult, obviously. If you are familiar with my background, obviously, I'm saying obviously too many times. It's not obvious. My sister died from cancer also ignore the cats eating in the background. My sister died from cancer when I was 10 and she was 16, or maybe I was 11. And that was 18 years ago now. And now this other family member has cancer, and the odds aren't great. We all know the reality of any treatment that they choose to go down, or the kind of suffering that they're gonna experience. So me and my brother have been going up north a bit more than usual, and we're gonna continue to travel up north every couple of weeks to spend some more time with my family, because with these things you don't know exactly what is going to happen. The timeline is a little bit blurry, but I think we're all preparing for the worst. And the silver lining in this is that I think it's brought out the best in us. I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for everyone obviously, but I feel like something was just different when we went up to see my family before. I feel like everyone was calmer, more light-hearted, kind of like we were being as supportive as possible just to make it easier for everyone else, which I really liked. And, you know, when you know someone who might have limited time left, you say the things you want to say to them, you can appreciate them a bit more, and it's so cliche, I know, like, when people are like, hold your family closer because you don't know when they're going to leave, or appreciate the time you have because life's short. It doesn't, like, click. Like, even having lost my sister, when people have said, like, hold on to your parents type, because I don't know, it's just like, it doesn't click. Or I feel like when you go through it, something clicks and you're like, okay, I really have to appreciate this time now, and maybe we can, like, let go of some of the stuff that we've been building up. But had someone have said that to me when I wasn't going through this, I'd be like, oh my God, just be quiet. There's time, okay? Sometimes you feel like your family are invincible. Is that the right word? Where they're just going to be there forever because they always have been there. And I should maybe know better since, you know, we've lost someone that was very young. And when people are like, oh, life... People have said to me, like, oh, you've got time, you're young, you've got time. That's never clicked with me, because I've been like, okay, that's not true. Like, anything can happen. But it's different when it's like, I don't know if I'm rambling. Maybe I am. I'm just, like, thinking a lot about appreciating people a bit more. And yeah, I want to appreciate people in my life more. So that's kind of like been the heaviest thing in my life at the moment, and I think it will continue to be quite heavy for a year or like months. I think it's going to be exhausting for everyone involved, especially the person dealing with it. I guess the good thing is that we know what to expect, and we can kind of prepare ourselves for the worst because we went through the worst. So it's scary and it's unsettling, but it's also, yeah, it's brought us closer, I think. And we've also, I keep thinking, like, if I would, this probably sounds quite selfish, but I would rather us know when the end is than someone being taken from us instantly, because then you can at least prepare yourself. You can prepare for the aftermath. You can say everything you want to say, and you can just really take in the moments that you spend together a bit more. So yeah, obviously I would take away the suffering and the pain and the discomfort that this person is experiencing. But I'm also glad that we can talk about things, and I've asked them to write us letters for milestones for after they're gone. We've talked about morbid stuff like that because that's the reality. Yeah, we don't have a definite time frame, but we know that the odds aren't great, and there's a 15% chance of making it past 5 years. So we're looking at around like a year. So yeah, that's not been great. But there have been silver linings in it, which feels weird to say, but yeah. Let's move on. I'll maybe talk more about it another time, but for now it just feels very much like this is quite new, and I don't want to like talk too much about it in public. not public, yeah, but public, because like some people don't know. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, let's move on. Whilst this was happening, I was scammed out of everything in my bank account. Why? Why would you do that? Well, let me tell you how that happened. So I was on Fiverr, and I had just put on my story, hey, I'm on Fiverr now, so if you want to, like, get any of my services, then now's the time. It would be really helpful. And I was offering discounts to people that would do it first so that I could get reviews on my page. Anyway, so someone messaged, or two people messaged actually, and they were like, hey, I'm trying to order your service, but it needs a email to get my like purchase. And they sent a screenshot, and I was like, okay, I guess if two people have said it, then it's happening, and this is just a part of Fiverr for some weird reason. I gave them my email, and then this new web page popped up, and it was like a live chat on Fiverr. It looked exactly the same, and it was like, due to scammers, we have increased our verification on our, like, your card and payment details, just to make sure you don't get scammed. So we're going to have to go through some things. And it seemed so legit. I have no idea how they did this. And then, like, I put in details. I was a silly goose, okay? I was a silly goose. And then they were like, okay, we need to verify the amount in your account. So I was like, okay, what can they do with that? I verified that. And then they said, okay, your bank account is going to send a notification to you, and you should type in this code when you see it. So I got that notification. I typed in the code, which was very, like, coincidentally the rounded down number of what I had in my account. So I put that in, and then they said, thanks, okay, to get your money back, you need to top up your account with £400. Huh? What? I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, looked in my account, and there was nothing in there. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I messaged Monzo. I was like, please, I was a silly goose. I had all the screenshots for it, and I got my money back, thankfully, very quickly. But it taught me, and then I looked at the URL of the live chat thing, and it was like fiverr.worldview.com or something like that, and I was like, you sneaky little things. Well done for making it so convincing. But that was rude, okay? I don't have that much money. And also taking everything out of my account. Ugh. And then, because of that, I was on Etsy, and I had gone away to see my family up north, so I put my Etsy on a holiday mode, and I wasn't checking my emails or anything. Someone wanted a refund because the order hadn't turned up, and because there was no money in my account, or my account was frozen until I got my new card, Etsy was like, oh, we're just going to shut down your whole shop. Huh? Times 2? So I come back, and I was like, right, so now my Etsy shop's closed. Great. And they were like, we've suspended your account due to suspicious activity. And I had to message them, and I was like, babes, I've just had a mare of a week. I didn't notice because this was going on, and my card got scammed, and I had to get a new one, and I've updated my payment information. Please just give me back my account. And they did, thankfully. I wouldn't care as much if Etsy wasn't like the most of my orders. I'm trying to move over to my website, but Etsy is sneaky, and it gives me more orders, which is annoying. So yeah, I got that back, which is fine. And then while I was up north, I bought a new film camera, and I thought, I'm going to take some really special pictures of my family on this film camera, and I took some really nice ones. I got home, took it to the developers, and all the film was gone. Like, it was overexposed because the camera that I bought was secondhand. It broke, and it like tugged on the film, and there was nothing there. So I was like, okay, great. So I returned my camera, and I got a refund for the camera and the film, which was good because I bought a new film camera, and they said, don't touch the film, we'll do it all for you, so there's no chance of anything messing up. So I've got a new film camera, a new film, and I'm praying to Jesus, Mary, Joseph, everyone, that film works out. And then this camera that I have before my eyes, I had that behind me, and Olive just decided to jump on it one day, and it fell from a height, and then the side view thing cracked. So now there's a big like line in the middle of it, which is getting worse and worse, and I can't close it shut, so I have to take it to my a fixer-upper. I don't know how much that's going to cost, but I can deal with it for now. But that was weird, and I was just like, bloody hell, this film camera stuff, this camera stuff, what is happening? All these things are going on. I've been dealing with some work things that have been difficult, which I won't mention, but just know that it's been hard. And then last night I had the weirdest experience that I have been open about my hookups in the past. And I have experienced some weird hookups. We had the guy that wanted to scoop my eyeballs out that got arrested months later for being not a nice person. We had the guy that ate all the crisps in my bed. We had... there's been other ones. We had the guy that called someone a tea-slur after he slept with me. There have been an abundance of entertaining stories from my sex life, which you're welcome. Last night, it was a little irresponsible of me, some of these things, but let me talk you through it, okay? So I've been talking to this guy. First red flag, he says he's straight and he's on Grindr. But I was like, you know what? People have their reasons for being in the closet. Let's be supportive. Maybe he just can't come out for some reason. Don't judge him for that. He was also faceless and had no pictures or no information on his Grindr profile. Why did I speak to him? That's a good question. And it may have been because he had an enticing title or name on his bio page thing. So we were talking. I was in a space where I just needed some attention, which is fine. So we were talking. Also, to preface, me and my partner are open. We're very talkative about this part, and I was talking to him throughout this whole thing. He was like, this guy seems like a fuckboy, and you can do what you want, but I think he's gonna be a disappointing fling. And I was like, everyone, you just need to give him the benefit of the doubt, because, you know, you never know with these things. And yeah. Oh, I feel so silly, Goose. Okay, so we were talking for a bit, and we were talking for like a week, so that's a good start, because if people are like pushy to meet within a day or two, then I'm like, back off, babes. But we had been talking on and off for like a week, and he was really cute, and he was gifted, and I was thinking with my... I wasn't thinking with my head, my logical head, okay? And then last night, I was like, that would be a bit fun. So in a whim, I said, why don't you come over after work? And he says, I'll be there. So he comes over, and should I be talking about this? I'm not sure, but I'm going to anyway. I have no dignity left on the internet. You've seen most of everything. Yeah. He comes over, and things are good. Like, he's not a catfish, thank goodness. He's still hot. He's still gifted. Nothing has been a lie so far. And we're doing our thing. It's very fun, very hot in the beginning, but a little bit awkward because we're not really like talking. And when he came into my flat, we didn't really talk at all. He just like started, and that was the agreement. Just come in and do whatever. We had like limits and stuff, don't worry. So that happens for a while and it's fun. And then we stop for a bit and we're like, do you want to take a break? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I offer him some water, he doesn't want it. And then we start talking. We're talking about like where he grew up and his family life and why he's not out. And he says like he's bisexual and he's romantically interested in women but sexually interested in men. And I'm like, makes sense. And then he's talking about Field and the app and like how he's been talking to some people. Then I'm like, oh, cute. And then we kind of start playing again. And so I travel down south of him and I'm just doing my thing. He says, yeah, that's great. And then he's like, do you mind if I stay on my phone? And I'm like, okay, I guess. And then he's on there for a while. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he says, I'm sexting a girl. Am I not entertaining you? Like, what? I was just like, oh, okay. That's interesting. I thought he was on his phone, like, I don't know, doom scrolling. Like, I was thinking, oh, maybe he's, like, got ADHD and he needs, like, a stim toy or something. I don't know. I thought it was very odd that he was sexting a girl whilst I was giving him head. And I was there for a while, okay? It was like 10 minutes, you know? And then he, like, kind of, like, moves me away and starts sorting himself out. And I'm thinking, like, this is very weird. I can, like, I don't know, why am I here? You could be doing this at home in your bed. And I was thinking, am I being too sensitive? Like, should I just let him get on with it? He seems to be having a great time. But then I was like, no, if he messes up my sheets and I have to wash them because he was sexting a girl, absolutely not in my flat. So I was like, can we stop a second? And he's like, yeah, sure, do you want to take a break? And I was like, I'm actually thinking some things. And he's like, oh, do you want me to leave? And I was like, I think so. And I'm so bad at setting boundaries. Like, I'm trying to get better. And this was like a major milestone for me. Because I had to interrupt him while he was having his private time with this girl. And be like, I'm sorry, can you please stop that and get out? I wish I was that brave to, like, be that vocal. But, yeah, so I was like, can I get you anything? Like, I was still trying to be nice, and he was like, no, it's fine. And he was, like, kind of stumbling to get his stuff, and Oh, then he left and we had a hug, and the hug was really awkward because it was like a bro hug, and I was like, honey, you were literally in me. Oh, God. So, and then he didn't text me, I didn't text him. I don't expect us to talk ever again. But what? Did that happen? And I told some friends, and one person was like, that sounds like maybe hot in a dom/sub scenario, but talk about that. Agree with that before you get into it. Don't just whip out your phone and start sexting someone whilst you're receiving head. I was really like, okay, I guess I'm not doing it for you, which is, I don't know how this works, like, what a night. And so, also, that costed me hours of sleep, because I went to bed at like 1 o'clock, and I had to be up for 9. So, I woke up tired, because of this uneventful hookup. So that was interesting. Very interesting. What an odd time. And I don't know whether or not to say something to him, like, you might not want to do that in the future, but maybe, yeah. And he was also talking to me when we were chilling. He was saying how he had just slept with a couple and they had blocked him the day after. And I'm like, were you sexting a girl in the middle of your threesome? Wouldn't surprise me. Were you somewhere else? So yeah, I kind of just found it very funny. And yeah, it was very odd and weird and disrespectful and inappropriate. But I was also like, wow, men have done it again. Like, congratulations on having the audacity to do such a thing. Honestly, maybe he deserves an award, because that was impressive. Yeah. So I've woken up today, and I'm hoping that my standards are going to be a bit better next time I meet up with someone. But sometimes life gets the better of you, and you just want some attention. I'm going to try and have more standards. I'll go for someone that has photos on their Grindr page. Or is, I don't know. I still feel like it's okay if you're not out. Oh, Jesus. Okay, anyways. So, well, that's my life. It's been an interesting month. And, yeah, but the good things, I have some good things written down. The good things are, I went on a rest retreat, and that was restful. I learnt quite a few nice things, and we did lots of like yoga nidra, which is like restful, lying down, kind of meditative. I just want to keep saying restful. And that was really nice, and I had like an excuse to turn off my social media apps for like a week, and just switch off and not have to be too much of a person for a while, and that was really nice. And I've taken some things home with me. I have a colouring book now. I have like a word search book and a new novel that I'm reading, and I'm just enjoying that, although it's very hard to like not go back into doom scrolling on TikTok. I'm still trying to find a balance with that, but I believe I'll get there. So yeah, lots of resting. And then all the Body Like Mind books have arrived. There's one here. Here's one I made earlier. 300 of them have arrived to my house. So the next couple days, weeks are going to be spent signing them, sending them out to their new owners. And that is very exciting. I can't wait to... I can't wait for people to have them, in it feels like it's happened very quickly, although it might not feel like that for the people receiving them, but it was just an idea not long ago, and now it's a reality. Right. I wanted to talk to you about something. The topic of this video is how I'm making deep friendships. How I'm making deep friendships as an adult. Because I feel like it's fucking hard, bro. When you're out of uni, and also when you're self-employed or work from home, it's so hard to make friends and deep connections with people. Add to that, being queer, being neurodivergent. Thankfully, I'm in Brighton, which is a very social place to be. But it is really hard to make deeper friendships. I have lots of friends that I hang out with, but I still mask quite a lot around lots of people, and then I come away from it feeling quite tired and like I wasn't as authentic. Sorry. I wasn't as authentic as I wanted to be. And then I'm kind of disappointed in myself, which I don't want to be. So a goal of mine this year is to be more intentional with my friendships and really try and form deeper connections with them. And I just wanted to share them with you in case maybe you can relate to it. Or I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. I just got a call about my blood pressure. So that's fun. I'm starting meds for blood pressure lessening. Well, I don't know what it is. My hypertension. So that's fun. Good news. I hope that helps me get onto ADHD meds again. And then everything in my life will be fixed forever. I know that's not realistic, but I'm sorry. Also, if you can't see, I'm on a squeaky sofa. Okay, so we were talking about making deep friendships as an adult. I feel like my brain is kind of, whoa. I was caught off guard by that phone call, and it was kind of long. So, okay. How am I doing this? How am I making deep friendships? I want to get to a point where I can unmask around more people, be silly around more people. And I think in order to do that, I just have to be really brave and let out my stimming or let out my silly jokes or sing around people or I just have to be really brave and show them that part of me, because if I don't, I will never know if they actually like me as me, if that makes sense. What's the point in masking so hard that you are liked for something that makes you so tired? Because, how will you ever know that people like you for you if you only let them see the most masked version? And I know that it's easier said than done, because sometimes I mask without knowing I'm masking or controlling it. But I just want to allow myself to be a bit more silly goose, unmasky. You know what I mean? But there are also things I want to do purposefully. So I want to find common interests with people, things that we both like doing, and do those things, which sounds obvious. But I mean colouring or going foraging or doing a specific activity that we both enjoy. Maybe gaming, because then you don't have a chance to think about what you're saying. I find that gaming is really helpful for unmasking in front of people, because things happen so quick. You do not have time to overthink what you're saying or how you're saying it. So I will become a bit sillier when I am playing a video game, especially if it's a stressful one. And I think that's a fun way to connect with people. I think maybe we need to give video gaming more credit in that department. I also want to be more vulnerable and just like let these different parts out, like I said before, whether that is singing or stimming or, I don't know, being a bit more unapologetic about what I like and what my opinions are as well, because often I'm like, yes, very nice. Just from a distance, I'm like, okay, yeah. And also the main thing is to have boundaries from the offset. I find myself in this circle of not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings, so I don't have boundaries, and then my feelings get hurt. And I'm like, bro, if you had just had boundaries from the beginning, people would know what to expect from you and your friendship. And because that's how you've always been, people wouldn't be hurt because it's just you. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's worse to overthink something so much and be like, I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you this thing. Can you please not put the dishes on the side when you finish them or something? I don't know, that's a terrible example because I don't live with anyone. What can I say? I've heard people talk about how that's really annoying when people put dishes in the sink rather than on the side. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Maybe, okay, so if someone messages me on my work Instagram about personal things, and I will overthink and I'll be like, maybe, how do I tell them to message me on my personal Instagram instead? Like, bro, just do it. It's fine. If you have, the more boundaries you have, the more expectations you're setting for other people. And that's fine. Why is that so bad? It's fine. I'm like trying to tell myself it's fine in this moment. But I think, yeah, every time I set a boundary, I'm so scared before I set it. And then I set it and I'm like, oh, that actually made me feel so much better. I feel like an adult right now rather than a child. And I have protected my peace and everything's fine. So I want to start doing more of that. And also just being unapologetic about it. Like, these are my boundaries. I don't have, like, the wildest boundaries in the world. It's literally just, like, very common, normal things to have boundaries about. But I think so many people are scared of upsetting people because what will that do? Will that make them be hated? I'm just a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser, okay? And I want to stop being a people pleaser so I can make deeper friendships. I can do this. I know I can do it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll keep you updated on if I've made any deep friendships by next month. As if it's going to happen that quickly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this new chapter of my life. And I think I will come out of 2025 with deeper friendships, more love for people, and just good vibes, you know? Just good vibes. That's it for March. We're going into April. By the time you listen to this, it will already be April. And at the end of April, I'll be getting ready to go to Thailand. Woo! How exciting. So I will let you know about my April by the end of April. Let me know how you're doing, what your ups and downs have been. If you've got any tips for making friends as an adult, let me know them as well. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day, great week, great month, and a great everything. And I will see you soon. Bye.